Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be trying something interesting. We've done the Mardu stuff a couple of different ways before, but today we're going to try it with two different, very particular, interesting cards that don't get a lot of action, and we're going to talk about why. But the first one is Kambal, Profiteering Mayor, because this has a bunch of value, and we'll get into it here in a second. But then also an underplayed card, Mishra, claimed by Gix, and if you're already going to have a bunch of tokens, this can just kill your opponent at the start of the attack step. But a big chunk of this deck is going to look like what you expect, so we are starting with some Stadium Headliner, able to make an extra token, also can be a removal card. We do have some Torch the Tower, because again, removal against the early aggro decks. A few copies that get lost, because we do still need those in the Black and Golgari matchups. And then of course, Voice of Victory, because this card's just good. And then we have Frontline Rush, which I like both as an offensive and defensive card. Very good for us in this deck. And then we have Kambal, Profiteering Mayor. Now, here's some things we want to talk about here. One, it is a little bit of life gain, right? When your opponent makes a token, you get a copy. So that works if they're making, say, monks, right? Very cool. Also works if they're making a token off of the Simulacrum, right? You get a golem. So there's a few different things that can happen here. And then we're just making tokens anyway on our turn, which means we get to gain a life, which is super nice. Of course, War Leader's Call just pumping everything up, and we have Zorgo to take advantage of all those extra tokens that would otherwise be going away at the end of the turn. And then Mishra, claimed by Gix. This is a 4-mana 3/5. When we attack, we get to gain life for all the other attackers, and you can stack your abilities where you make the tokens first, so then those do count for Mishra, which is super nice. But honestly, this is just a card that's not played very much. It's a big toughness, hard for people to punch past, and can just win by attacking by itself. And then we have some inevitable defeat because it's also finisher damage, dealing 3 and you gain 3, but then also can remove stuff at instant speed. And then of course we have Elspeth Stormslayer, being able to make tokens, being able to give her creatures flying. Occasionally can be removal, but that's usually not what we need out of her. Now if you do like Mardu and you want this variant, don't forget at the end of the video there'll be a link that'll take you over to Moxfield, a channel sponsor, where you could try this out for yourself. But also, don't forget to buy your cards over at Tales of Adventure. That's TOAMagic.com. You'll be supporting the channel. You can use my code and save 5%. It's DRAGN. And even better, if you're going to be at MagicCon Chicago, you can let them know and you can pick up your order on site. So you don't even have to wait for it to be mailed to you, which is super nice. But for now, let's go see if Kambal and Mishra are the tandem we think they are. Ooh, we get to go first, and we have a Kambal and then a Mishra. Alright, it feels greedy to mulligan this away, but it also isn't a great hand. I'm only keeping it because we at least have Get Lost, so things don't get too out of control. We get hit. Nope, but they do have burn spells there, so I have to keep that in mind. Unending Whisper to just draw a card. Alright. I think, I kind of sort of want a Kambal, but I'm just going to go with Zergo. The reason Kambal is if they were to play, say, something like Corey Stillcutter and then a bounce spell here, we'd at least have the monk token left over and could have got a little something. But it's all good. Wow, we're going to 2 for this guy? I mean, I ain't mad at it. If opponent's having to waste multiple spells here like this, I'll take that. That is totally reasonable. And then now we get to set up potentially Frontline Rush Mishra. That could be big. But they also might just want to kill a Voice of Victory and kill some of our fun. They've not played any of their threats yet, just a lot of spells. So I don't even know totally what type of deck they're playing. You know what? I'm just going to let that die. I'm not that worried about defending it. At this point, I'd rather kill some of their creatures or other things, but if they're not doing anything, so be it. Because there's always a real chance that we would have tried to protect it, then they just shoot it for 2 anyway. That's a cute one. Let's go ahead and do this. Do you have a 2-mana creature counter? So they had the 2 damage. Yeah, so we wouldn't even have been able to save our creature if we wanted to. They're just playing a burn-heavy deck, it looks like. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Alright. Makes sense. Think all things considered, we played that about as well as we could have. If I was concerned that they had multiple burn spells in hand there, I probably could have led with Voice of Victory and just left up Get Lost. But then we're not really progressing anything. We just lose the Voice of Victory on their turn. Oh, a Tolarian Terror. Well, I guess you do get to play that cheaply, huh? Well, what do we want to do then? If we know that's over there. What do they opt? You know what? I'm just going to do this and just say, what spells you got? I'm going to assume more burn spells. But at least this way, maybe they expend a bunch of stuff. Oh, they do have Quarry Steel Cutters. Huh. Well, guess what I get? I get a Quarry Steel Cutter. Or not a cutter, I get a monk. And get to drain them. And they're going to opt here. Sure. Probably another burn spell if I were guessing. Yeah, I'm not blocking. Okay, so that tells us what we needed to know. They don't have an instant in their hand, unless it's maybe a counter. It is possible they could have that. But if so, we're going to find out right now. I mean, you got 1 card left. Though they could draw a card by tapping a creature. Do I leave the monk back? Nah, we just get everybody in there. This is what we're here for, right? Oh, I thought it was almost going to be Xaxes. Alright. Well, can you kill us with what you got in hand? Nope. Alrighty then. I gotta give the opponent credit. While I don't necessarily agree with all the card choices, I do like the idea of saying, hey, playing Tolarian Terrors, especially for the mirror, you just get a bigger body that's hard to deal with. You have some extra burn spells, and see if that can actually win you the mirror fight. So, kind of interesting. Okay, let's do it. I don't know if double War Leader Helix is going to matter, but we'll see. Come on. Oh, we got a dead Voice of Victory incoming. Yep. And that also means this headliner's probably not going to live next turn either, if I were guessing. Probably dies like a Carnosaur or something here. No, not like that, it won't. Hey, lucky for us, we got another one. Oh, well, you'll be great at some point in the future, hopefully. I don't even think we need that. We're just looking for a land at this point to try to do Elspeth shenanigans. Have a feeling this is just the Boros combo deck, so we probably only have one more turn anyway. Oh, high noon. That's not what I thought we were going to see. Maybe? Maybe? Yeah, you can stay. Why not? Alright, cool. Yeah, so I guess this was just some type of Boros Control and not the combo deck? Because they wouldn't be playing High Noon, obviously. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just had sweepers and didn't want to 1-for-1 us there. And then we ended up winning. Yeah, take those, even though they're weird. Yes, we will keep this. Come on, let us kill a red creature here. Nope, that doesn't help us. But if they're going to kill this, they at least have to do it on their turn. Which they're probably going to. Yep, because I totally would have. And knowing what the opponent's playing, I'm going to go and do this since it's legendary anyway. I'll just lose one. And then hopefully we can draw a third untapped land and play 2 things here on the next turn. And not have to worry so much about the sacrifice effects. For those types of reasons there.
Something suspicious is going on. And for once it's not my fault. Sacrifices must be made.
Well, that didn't help. Alright, I guess we'll just do this and then kill Liliana.
Fine. I'll take my zombies and leave.
Man, really wish we would have got a 4th land. Yeah. Ugh. Gross. They have to have a cut down there, so that even makes it to where it's not even any good for us to do that. That's rough. Alright. Just the stop there says they have a cut down. And we're still stuck on 3 land. Yeah. See, so if we'd have tried and then try to pump on the frontliner, frontline rush, we wouldn't have got anything. Would have ended poorly. Yep. I mean, we get a 1/1. That's something. It's not the best value, but it's a thing. Unholy Annex. Yep, you got it. Why does it feel like they still have another... I was going to say, they still had something else. Oh, there goes Zergo. So that's the only thing they can take. Ah, double frontline rush, huh? Alright, I guess we attack here. And then they might try to play another momentum break here. And then we could be sneaky. Nope, it's just a shield red. Alright. Oh, opponent didn't even attack. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. But they weren't interested in attacking. If we attack, we could possibly kill something here. I mean, you have to know this is suspicious as hell. Because why else are we making this attack? Alright, we're dead. Mulligan. Okay, this we can keep. Though I think sadly we got to get rid of Mishra here. I always say when you're playing around a card and you have to mulligan in a way, but it's, you know, if it's the right play, it's the right play. Valgavoth's Faithful. Alright. Oh, they didn't even want to block. So they're literally just going to try to fill the yard and get the Faithful going. Alright, well, let's see if we could race them, I suppose. Fear of missing out. Alright, so they're going to have stuff in the yard. Question just becomes now, can we do enough in 2 turns? Because here's the thing, even if they were to get Valgavoth back, if we do enough damage, then we could kill them off the triggers from the War Leader's Call. Potentially. So I'm thinking here's my plan. Let's do this. Attack with everything. Because we'll at least have the leftover tokens that'll be pumped. And they're not going to block with Valgavas Faithful here. They've already shown that. So unless something changed where they got another 4-mana reanimation spell, they're not blocking with that. Yeah, exactly. Okay, they are going to go. Okay, sure. We'll take that then. I didn't think they were going to. All right. So this at least gives us a shot. Because I feel if they had a removal spell... Ah, they had Anoint. Dang it. They did have a third land. Oh, you were so close. Actually, you know what? You're not bad, actually. What if... Yeah, we just get in there. That dies, they take 8, go to 5, right? Okay. Yeah, we're just short. We needed a land there. If we could have Mishra'd there, I think we'd have been in good shape. Now they just reanimate their Valgavoth with whatever 4-mana thing they have. Which I assume they have because they ended up blocking with Faithful. Unless you just block with Faithful because you weren't sure you would get to that with us having the setup. Always possible. Okay, it's just a Liliana. Sure.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
Sack one of those, obviously.
One of your friends has to leave.
Okay, well now they got the 4th land. If we can get a 1-mana creature, we could get there with Frontline Rush. Mishra would not be enough here. I think we still do it though, right? You just attack them. Yeah, because we'd only be +2, so we put them at 1. But actually, here's the thing. If we put them at 1, we can just kill them by casting any creature next turn. Whereas if we make 2 bodies, they'll go 3... Oh, well, they'll be at 1 either way, right? Yeah, because they're going to take 4 damage either way. Yeah, that's fine. End the turn, I guess. All right, we have to find a creature that's castable for 1, 2, or 3 mana next turn. Or an untapped land so that we can attack with Mishra and kill them. We have basically like 2/3 of our deck are reasonable outs here. Okay, they didn't have the reanimation spell, so that also helps. So they got most of what they wanted. We just fortunately had that 1 turn with Zergo, which let us hold on to a couple of creatures. Which doesn't seem like a big deal. Okay, we're good now. Because even if we don't find anything that's castable somehow or whatever, we'll still get to attack through with them being at 1. Crazy.
Don't overthink things.
Yep. Somehow we're going to get there against the Reanimator deck. Even where our draw fell apart. And it most definitely fell apart. Wow. We definitely drew one of the few things that was not useful for us. Ooh, easy mulligan on that one. Not doing anything till turn 3 is not acceptable. Mishra kind of has to go there. Alright, we didn't get immediately cut down, so that's kind of sweet. End the turn. This is where, like, make a sacrifice a creature. Oh, they didn't. Alright, I don't know what they're doing, so we're just going to make 2 dudes. Yeah, I don't know. You got me. Kill the headliner? Great. Right, now we got to draw other big things that do stuff. Because there's no way Zergo's going to survive here. Ah, I was wrong. I thought they had some other removal spell.
Something suspicious.
Yeah, obviously we're just giving up one of these tokens. That's not even a question.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
All right, you go here. Everybody else is going to the dome. Yeah, here and here.
It's no fun when
All
they
right,
hit
end the
back.
turn. Now I just need a War Leader's Call or a Mishra, and we're set. How much do we care about shield? I mean, it's annoying, but... Well, that doesn't help us at all. Alright, so if we attack here, we get in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. An opponent goes to 7. We could sack one of the tokens that'd be going away at the end of the turn. So we'd still have 3 attackers for the following. I guess we have to. Like, it's not great, but it's kind of all we got. We just drew too many mana sources here. Alright. Jeez, more land on top? Oh, gosh, come on. We need some help. Can we just get an Elspeth, maybe? Elspeth or Mishra both are pretty big business here. Alright, now we just need Elspeth. That's not an Elspeth. Gosh dang it. Alright, well, we're still attacking. Alright, pump that guy. Oh, actually, it doesn't do anything. Oopsies. I was going to pump it up 3, but that would only been 4. Alright, make more dudes. I'm assuming you have some kind of kill spell. But, oh my gosh, are you serious? I think we've only drawn one spell that wasn't in our opener. Can we even afford to attack here? I mean, yeah, attacking doesn't even do anything. We lose a creature, they just end up at a net 1 life after they draw a card. Yeah, we're just going to pass. Okay, you're almost something. End the turn. Alright, GG's. It was only a matter of time until they found something. We just sat there for too long. We'll keep it. I guess Frontline Rush counts as a threat of sorts. That's going to be a bat, isn't it? Yep. How do we know? I mean, I assume we're taking Voice of Victory. I don't know, maybe. I was going to say, if you don't take Voice of Victory, it's got to be War Leader's Call. You got to have some red mana. Alright. Slasher, you got it. Interesting. Didn't even want to attack there with the flyer. Huh. Alright. You know, I ain't too mad at it, I guess. Pass the turn. Annex, you got it. And opponent's still not attacking. No clue why they're not, but okay. No attacks. I mean, I'm assuming they're looking for the 2/4 demon, but if they don't get it, we'll just play another War Leader's Call, I guess. Well, we lose the other War Leader's Call. Though Inevitable Defeat is actually, well, they found a second one, so. I was about to say, that's the card we actually want, but it ended up not even mattering. So how do we want to deal with this? This needs 5 to unlock. I don't even know if we let that unlock, to be honest. Eesh, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Because obviously we'd like to kill the big demon if it shows up. Man, I guess we just got to get rid of this. I don't love it, but I guess it's correct. No attacks. Yeah, alright. We're just dead. Like, it didn't even matter there. Alright, we'll try it. Keeping 2 land here feels a little sketchy, but at least we have 3 things to play while we wait on more mana. So it's not the end of the world. Alright, that helps. What is this guy? Oh, yeah. I don't play that too often. But that is a real card. Tough thing is, I kind of want to leave up mana. Yeah, I'm just going to do this. I was going to say, I sort of want to leave up mana to kill their dude that makes that guy, the house squad, heavy. But I was just like, what are we doing? I felt like it was just too conservative of a play to not play an actual voice of victory here. Yeah, I'll obviously kill the thing that has more value. See, the downside here, though, is I sort of want to play a War Leader's Call, and I can't justify doing that here. Could almost have played a Zergo. I think there would have been a reasonable argument for that. I mean, yeah, you might as well. This also feels like that last card isn't any kind of burn spell or anything, because they wouldn't even have hesitated to attack there if that were the case. Sweet. Let's just get rid of this guy. Alright. Now some options have opened up again. Let's go here. I think it's probably reasonably safe to do this. Opponent has 1 card in hand. Alright. I mean, Scamp might just be real big here. Nope. I mean, if it even gets 1 counter, blocking it means if I lose my Zergo. But now I don't, unless they just have something else in hand. I mean, yeah, I'm still down to clown. If you got something, cool. Oh, yeah, that's fine. We could live with that. Like, if that's the worst thing that happens, whatever. You gotta kill my Zergo, opponent. Like, there's no world where you're just gonna deal 3 to me. I was gonna say. Like, that would have been insane. Yeah, we're just gonna go here. We're at 12. And then we just Elspeth next turn to end the game. Alright. Oh, I guess I could have killed them there. We actually had 5 creatures out. That would have been exactly 5 more. That was dumb. I mean, we're not going to die anyway. A little bit of a lazy play, though. Actually, would have done more than that, because... I don't know. Yeah, it still would have been 5. No big deal, though. Yep, that'll do it. Okay, let's get in here with this. Do. Alright, well, that's not bad. Okay, we get in for 2. Is this going to be a temporary lockdown, maybe? No, a veteran. Huh. Well, I think I'm just going to attack here. And then just get rid of one of these. That makes the most sense. Do we want a 4th land? I mean, if I don't, we're going to draw an Elspeth, and that'd be bad, but whatever. Get in there. Alright. What I don't mind about this is if they do have some type of sweeper or whatever here, then we still get 2 bodies. We can play Zergo. It's still fine. I can say, if you're killing something, it's Voice of Victory, right? like, nothing else really matters there. Alright. 2 more bodies. Nope, we found land anyway. Alright. Well, our hand doesn't have many options left, so this is just what we're getting in there with. And admittedly, I could have left back the headliner because I would have been still been a removal later, but it is what it is. We're gambling. Alright. Stoat, I was about to say, actually does something, but Stoat actually doesn't do anything here. Unless they have a way to protect it. Which they don't. Yep, and that's way more than enough. Alright, we'll play the all-defensive hand. Why not? So we have a get loss into a War Leader's Call. Possibly inevitable defeat. Well, now that we have Zergo, I think I will just kill this. It does put 2 things in their graveyard, but that's fine. Makes them have to work a little bit more here. And they had another one. Okay, fair enough. Dang it. Why did we have to draw all of these? Alright, I mean, I guess worst case scenario, we at least have War Leader's Call for next turn. Please don't kill my Zergo. Well, that won't get my Zergo killed, so we're okay there. They are putting a Sorcerer in the yard, though, which will allow this duder to attack. Well, it won't matter. They're just going to attack with the 4-3 here. If they attack with the 3-3, we know something's up. They could also make this dude a double striker. Okay, so they're not even doing that here. Interesting. So, what are you leaving mana up for here? I felt like there was a pause, like there's something. If we attack here, they basically double block Zergo, and then we don't really get anything. So I'm just going to go no attack. And see if maybe we're positioned to block something, maybe? Okay. Oh, that's gonna suck. Yeah, that's a real problem. So now I'm gonna be pricing using inevitable defeat next turn anyway. Alright, no blocks. Sounds good. Oh, gosh. And this needs 6 different things in the yard? 6 or more card types. Alright. Still 5. If we can survive this turn, things at least become somewhat reasonable. I don't know how we're going to look after this turn, but, you know, gotta try your best. This could also be a scenario where we got to use Elspeth to get rid of a creature. Which is sad times, but, you know, you do what you got to do. This is at the start of combat. Whenever this creature enters or attacks. Ugh. Alright. I have a feeling we're taking 5 no matter what we do here. Interesting. Alright, let's find out if they have an answer here. They seemingly don't. Alright, so we take that. And then they're just going to double strike something. Yeah, alright, that's what I thought. That's what I figured. We didn't really have an out there. No deal. Oh no, this is like the same hand, but worse. Yeah, this is not good. Alright, well, we won't even be able to cast Mishra on time, which we probably don't want to anyway, because they'll just die to whatever random removal spell is over there. Good news is we can kill a bat. Oh, it's an Overlord. That's worse. Oh, so they're doing enchantments. Huh. Alright. Well, generally, these decks tend to play... Well, no, they probably have the sacrifice enchantment, so we probably will lose Mishra. Our plan might be just to set up Elspeth. And hope they don't have, I guess, Get Lost, maybe? Because otherwise, I don't know how we're getting out of trouble. Yep, that'll do it. Didn't need much more than that. Oh, well, I mean, I guess that helps. It's not, we're not dead yet, I suppose. I guess I should have killed it, because they could have another scroll shift. And then end up having to use Elspeth to kill that next turn. Yeah, I should have done that when they were tapped out. Because now it's just a mistake. Opponent surveilling. Yeah, I bet you they do have a scroll shift. That sucks. Oh, they're going to play Momentum Break here, though. Alright, so we kind of get a little lucky. I'm going to get rid of the Torch, because that's our least relevant card here. And now we can actually use Elspeth to just make tokens on the following turn. Yeah, I love that. I mean, there was a world where we could have got rid of Mishra because we knew they were holding the Nurturing Pixie, but whatever. We weren't ever really going to do that. I could also have killed that, let them get stuff from the other card, but there's a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas in that scenario. Alright. Mostly because we know what they're holding. At a minimum, we're going to have to sacrifice a creature. If we were to get lucky and get an untapped land, we could play both and then give them +1/+1, and that could maybe buy some time. But otherwise, I don't know what this would look like. Alright. That does complicate things a little bit on future turns. Yeah, you got it. We take 2. And the interesting thing here is I'm pretty sure I still have to just play Mishra if I'm going to play something. But if they're only attacking Elspeth for 2 here, I think we play Mishra and make a token. Or make 2 tokens. with the expectation of jumping one of the tokens off to the Preacher, and then maybe, if we're lucky, getting to drain the opponent on subsequent turns. Yeah, we lose one of those. That's fine. Well, we got a land, but it was tapped. So we're still going with this. And they're just going to make 2 more bodies.
Join the fight.
And no attacks. Now, we do know that they play temporary lockdown, so they could lock down, attack, see if we want to block with Mishra or not. Like, there's a bunch of little things that could happen here. Now I just want to draw another creature, another threat of some kind would be great. Even though I would say a second Elspeth wouldn't be terrible to be able to Elspeth, make tokens, use the second one, put counters on everything, and then maybe force their hand into playing a temporary lockdown if they have it. They also might make us discard this Voice of Victory. Oh, and there's a Shieldred. Dang it. So now I'm going to get 1 real shot. So now I have to make our creatures fly next turn, or else we just lose Elspeth. So I have no options here. Good news is, their plan's likely just going to be to replay the momentum break and we just lose a token. But we're probably going to lose 2 tokens here, which is why I'm kind of hoping we get another creature. Because if I were them, I'm just attacking Preacher and Pixie into Elspeth. They're really debating it, though. So who knows? Maybe they are worried about all the life we could drain them for, and they don't want to attack with the Preacher. And that's not unreal, with the game state being what it is. I mean, we get a couple of big attacks in, and we know their next turn is basically dedicated to Shieldred. Alright, let's see if we can find another creature. That's what this whole next turn is going to be about. Now, if we were to find the Stadium Headliner, that could be really good. Because then we'd be able to pick something off, preferably Shieldred, give us a little more play, but we'll see. Okay, you're not bad. You will work. And being 4 toughness is going to be even better here. That's about as good as we could have hoped for. So we attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but that gets blocked. Then if they get a land, we lose the token. We block, then Elspeth dies. You know, I think it's still worth it. Actually, nah, we'll just attack with just that. Okay. The fact that they're jumping helps us out a lot. So now they might be incentivized to go ahead, play their temporary lockdown. Preacher gets to kill Elspeth. And then we're in kind of rough shape. Oh, no, they're not. They're just going for Shieldred here. Okay. I think we're in pretty good shape here, folks. Because now Mishra is going to get to drain for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Plus they'll have all the flying damage. Yeah, I think we're solid gold. Actually, I guess 11, because we'll chump block Preacher here. I mean, yeah. Sure. I mean, yeah, 0 chance we're letting Elspeth die there. The only question is, are we making tokens, or are we pumping our team? And I'll just have to do math once we get to the attack step. Alright, so the token's dead. Now what? Yeah, not even worried about that. Sure. That's gone. I think that'll do it. All right, so let's say we give everybody bonuses. You block the big one. You get drained for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So opponent then goes to 11. But then you've got 3, 6, 7, 8. And then we could drain them for an additional 5. Yep, that sounds like that works. Let's do that. And then those will resolve first. Oh, I forgot. We get double tokens. Never mind. They're way dead. Mishra brought them all the way down to 7, so that'll do it. That was crazy. It happened so fast. It was just like, make 2 is 4, make 2 is 4, opponent loses whatever that was, 11. Okay, you're at 7. like there's, even if they weren't flying, they were already dead, so it didn't really matter at all. Yeah, y'all, while this one was fun and interesting, I'm going to say don't play it. Like, I struggled to keep this deck at 50%. It never got above 51 and hung around anywhere between, like, 48 to 51 a big chunk of the time. So, it's fun. It's interesting. I don't think it's necessarily better than either of the other Mardu lists we've had on the channel, so you can check those out. Those probably are going to work better for you. Can't really tell you 100% what it is. It's just like just barely off in a lot of matchups. Now, some of it, I did get some bad luck. I drew some lands a little weird. So, like, who knows? Like, maybe it could be up to 52 or 53 if I got a couple extra wins in there. But realistically, this is one I'd say if you want to play Mardu, just play one of the other versions. This is a lot of fun, and I like the interactions, but probably not where you need to be right now. But yeah, if you want to try it, you want to update it yourself, though, there'll be a link that takes you over to Moxfield. You know the drill. Don't forget, check out Tales of Adventure, use code DRAGON, DRAGN, and if you're going to be at MagicCon Chicago, let them know, and you can do your pickups on site. Otherwise, just watch another video and watch it all the way through, because that always helps. That's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.